Welcome to the NorCal SportsPass.
SportsPass!
A weekly review of NorCal's best high school sports action. Powered by a team of professional sportscasters taking their experience covering pro and college sports to the high school ranks. The NorCal SportsPass.
SportsPass!
With Dave Lewis.
Hello again, and thanks for stopping by. Frank Garrity and Doug Doyle will be around in just a few minutes. Before that, a lot on the plate, so let's get right to it. Before the calendar turned from May to June, the top seed Vacaville beat the second seed Jesuit 5-2 at Union Stadium to cap the Sac-Joaquin Section D1 baseball championships. The Bulldogs wrapped up their great year 31-2 and beat Jesuit twice. The program with 5 section banners, ending a 5-0 tournament run. The victory happened days after the softball team claimed the D2 title. The coach of the Bulldogs is Stu Clary, a 1982 Vacaville graduate. David Rodriguez struck out 5, walked 1, and gave up only a first-inning homer to Jesuit power hitter and Oregon State commit Daniel Susak. Looking back at the D2 title game, Oakmont beat Del Campo 4-3 at American River College. Starting pitcher Greg Nichols drove in the go-ahead run, and brother TJ struck out 2 in relief to seal it. The top-seeded Vikings held off the defending D2 champions to win the program's first title since 2000. Greg Nichols moved to 9-1 on the year for Oakmont, who wrapped up the year 30-3. Carson Blatnick also drove in a run for the Vikings. In the D3 title game, Ponderosa over Buhat Colony for the second section title in program history, making a run as the number 10 seed. Ponderosa wrapped up the year 17-15 and tied Placer for 4th place in the Foothill Valley League before taking off in the playoffs, knocking out the higher seeds, including number 2 seed Sierra of Manteca. In the D5 game at American River College, Colfax cruised to a 14-3 win over Bear River to repeat as section champions. Mike Levine and John Lewis Panlick each drove in 3, and Colton Reeves had 2 RBIs for the Falcons. As recently as 2016, Colfax was 3-15 and had a total of 11 wins from 2008 to 2010. In D7, Alpha Charter rolled to a 24-8 win over Valley Christian at Sacramento City College as Joshua Hardiman drove in 6 runs. Alpha Charter is in its 3rd year of existence as a baseball program, founded in the 1970s under Cordova star and eventual major leaguer Jerry Manuel. And now, with more NorCal Prep News, here's Frank Garrity.
It's a story that just goes to prove that no good deed goes unrewarded. That was the case for Marin Catholic middle distance runner Samantha Wallenstrom at the North Coast Meet of Champions a couple of weeks back, running the 800. Samantha stopped during the race after one of her competitors, Reina Stanziano, slipped and fell. She checked to make sure she was okay and urged her to keep going, which she did. And so did Samantha, who went on to win the race. She not only got the gold medal that day, but she was also awarded a medal for sportsmanship. Samantha, who's only a sophomore, then went out at the state championships and came from behind to win the 800 in a personal best 2 minutes, 8.78 seconds. It'll be a special night for a familiar name later this month when Dusty Baker is inducted into the National High School Hall of Fame. Baker was one of California's top 4 sport athletes while at Del Campo High School in the mid-1960s. And while baseball would, of course, ultimately be his claim to fame, he set the then school scoring record for touchdowns as a running back and punt returner in football. He averaged 15 points and 13 rebounds in basketball and set a school record to boot of 9.8 seconds in the 100-yard dash. He had a 19-year big league career spent mostly with the Braves and Giants. He then went on to manage the Giants, Cubs, Reds, and Nationals. Dusty joined 6 others from the San Joaquin section who have had this honor. 2 from Rio Americano, Debbie Meyer and Karen Smith. Denise Curry of Davis, Sky Anderson, the coach who spent many years at Cordova, Sacramento's Kevin Johnson, and Susie Powell-Roos from Downey. The National High School Hall of Fame was started in 1982 to honor high school athletes, coaches, contest officials, administrators, performing arts coaches and directors, and others for their extraordinary achievements and accomplishments in high school sports and performing arts programs. A couple of big-time performances at the Boys High School Golf State Championships last week at Poppy Hills Golf Club. Chase Sinkowitz of Jesuit tied for 6th at 3 under, Jesuit finishing 3rd as a team. Whitney Sam Summerhauser tied for 8th with a 269. He will return next year along with most of the other Whitney golfers for what is sure to be a very promising season. Among those tied for 11th at 1 under, Dylan McDermott of Granite Bay and Griffin Long of Davis shot a 71, ending with a par on 18. He becomes the highest finisher at States in school history. Among those getting football offers this week, Sacred Heart Prep's Tavita Moimoy from the University of San Diego. Uwate Uhila from Menlo Atherton hears from the Aztecs as well. San Jose State offers Akili Calhoun Jr. of Liberty. Napa's Brock Bowers is offered by Nebraska. Bishop O'Dowd's Colton Vardell gets one from New Mexico. Girls basketball saw Lincoln's rising junior wing Lou Cabuena getting an offer from Cal Santa Barbara. She averaged almost 10 points per game last season. A terrific season for the Broncos of Bella Vista baseball team. A 23-win campaign that fell short when they lost their finale to Wood Creek. Leading the way for them, a number of underclassmen at the plate who will return for perhaps more success. Junior Garrett Forrester, junior Heath Kieran, and freshman Brandon Forrester among them. Senior Drew Aguiar, one of their outstanding pitchers, along with fellow senior Cameron Smith. For Sports Pass, I'm Frank Garrity.
Sports Pass.
Football news, as Whitney quarterback Eli Brickhandler made an unofficial visit to Oklahoma State. On Monday, Evan Holtz of Rockland tweeted he's committed to Portland State. San Leandro two-way lineman Hunter Thompson had a visit to Southern California's Chapman University. And St. Ignatius two-way lineman and long snapper Bo Gardner tweeted how much he enjoyed his visit to UCLA. Taking a look back now at another outstanding performance, here's Doug Doyle.
Game of the week. Game of the week. The NorCal Sports Pass.
Game of the week. The California high school sports season has officially come to a close. Games in our area are over, but the CIF LA City Section Division III baseball final took place over the weekend. Vaughn defeated Maywood CES 6-5 in a terrific game. The White Tigers of Vaughn scored 3 runs in the top of the 7th to break a 3-all tie, and then the Wolfpack would rally for 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th to fall just short of forcing extra innings in the state championship game. The Nike Girls Elite Youth Basketball League, however, is underway. NorCalPreps.com tweeting out over the weekend that 2020's Audrey Moulton from California High School, Aaron Tarasso from Miramonte, and Skylar McLaughlin from Bishop O'Dowd played well for the CalStars Elite Red Squad. For Sports Pass, I'm Doug Doyle.
Game of the week. Game of the week. The NorCal Sports Pass.
To basketball, with Prep to Prep naming Salesian standout Shane Bell the Section Junior of the Year. Following the graduation of James Akinjo, the Pride didn't miss a beat, and Bell was a major reason, scoring over 13 points a game for a team that won its first 31 games of the year. Head coach Bill Mellis said the biggest improvement Bell made was becoming a true leader. Among the season highlights, 22 against NorCal Open champ Sheldon at the Gridley Invitational, and he was named the tourney MVP of the Chick-fil-A Classic in Columbia, South Carolina. Other players who were considered include Dublin's Robbie Beasley, Campolindo's Carter Mahaney, and Monte Vista's Nate Ricina. And that will do it. Thank you for stopping by for another edition of NorCal Sports Pass. For Frank Garrity, for Doug Doyle, for our executive producer John Franklin, I'm Dave Lewis. Thanks again for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.